Alrighty guys, hopefully things are good. I've got two cranks now for the stroker build. This is an OEM 064 crank that I got off Richard Flagg. Thank you very much. He was nice enough to split a case and get this out to me. I won't be doing anything with this one at first because that thing's getting pretty unattainium. This was sent in by a viewer, and thank you very much. This is a new West product. I was not even aware that they were making crankshafts for 064, and I think some early model 066 is the same crank as well. So let's get this baby opened up. We're going to be doing all the bad things to this one. It seems how this is apparently available and replaceable. Don't appear to be looking too bad, but I guess you guys wanted to see like a little series on this thing, so I guess we could do that. Maybe I can find my tools. Alright, so this carcass here is going to be dual purpose. These case halves are what we're going to machine this crank, if all goes well, to turn this case into a stroker. I ordered $150 worth of welding rod for magnesium. That stuff's not cheap, and we'll be trying to fix this ear. I know Brennan Cass does all sorts of welding on mag, and his stuff looks a lot better than what I can fix, but I don't know. Practice, maybe I'll get better at it. But let's tear this thing down. So let's see here. I have this little tool right here. I normally don't do much of this stuff on video, but you guys wanted to see it, so. Now I've got the ultrasonic cleaner warming up right now, so I can get these parts soaking after we get them tore down. This has the oil pump in it too. Hopefully there's no oil in this thing. I did not check that. The pump moves, but real stiff. I have a sneaky suspicion this thing's been sitting for quite some time. Let's see. That thing's plumb full almost. Let me pause you. I'm gonna dump this out. Alrighty, sorry about that. I'm not too sure, but it has a combination of water and what appears to be some sort of vegetable oil or something in it. Or maybe it's hydraulic fluid. I don't know. I'm not going to taste it to find out, but I decided to put this down because it's going to make a mess. So, next step, let's get the flywheel off. Now, there's lots of different ways to get the flywheel off. I like this tool here on the stihls. where my socket is. This is it. Typically put a little pressure on it. Give it a little tap. They normally come right off like that, without damaging anything. That flywheel is in great shape. We are probably going to be using that on the clone build. I do have, I think I've got one other. I think I got one other 460 flywheel somewhere, and I think I've got another partial 460 case somewhere that might have a flywheel in it. I stole a coil off from them. And I think the case is all busted up on that as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Somebody's done stole the intake clamp off this, so we'll get this right off. That's that big boot. I think we are ready to find my pick. Maybe. Allen bolts and these Torx bits always get packed full of gunk. I like to clean them out so you don't strip them. Out. So I guess let's get the jug off. I gotta open my dampener. Smoke's coming in. These weren't very tight. That one was. Let's see what this cylinder is, because this was the cylinder I was planning on making the heart of that clone build. And I'm super thrilled at what I'm seeing. The cylinder looks excellent. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Peel my finger here. Now at all the saws, the stihls, they probably have my most favorite wrist pin. I love these lightweight steel wrist pins. A lot of times I'll end up machining them from both sides to make them fit other models. This piston could be used for a beater build. I won't be using this piston. I think I have a brand new piston floating around somewhere. I think I have a brand new Meteor if I recall, but it does have one mark right here in line with the pin. I didn't see anything on the jug though. There's absolutely nothing on the jug. So, fortunately, we won't be using that piston because I'm going to put the best of the best of the best. in this thing. So let's bust the case loose. I gotta weld in this thing, so I guess let's get the mounts out too. Wasn't very tight. Neither was that one. Neither was that one. I have gunk in this one. Oh, pick on. They most definitely were not very tight. I don't want to lose any bolts. Alright, I think that's all the bolts for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 5 and a couple pins. Hopefully this will split this. The crankshaft looks gorgeous on this. The connecting rods had a little heat up top, but not the end of the world. This is just, I think I paid 80 bucks for, I gotta pull, before I do that, I gotta pull snap ring. What did I do with my snap ring pliers? Got 2 sets over here somewhere. Probably right out in plain sight. Now we can get to pulling that. Sure we got all the bolts out. And that pin is not wanting to move. So, I was not very prepared for this. There's my little punch. I just used that punch the other day too. Someday I'll organize my drawer of crap. You don't want to crack the case. Just give it some gentle love taps. Never be in a rush. this is the case half. Go ahead and get. So this is the case half I got it walled up on. So all the rubber pieces out of it, but don't really see anything wrong with it. Now let's press the crank out on this side. I don't think I got to weld anything on this side of the case. And if it goes hard, you just put a little pressure on it and then just give her a little love tap, and they typically will come right out after that. If not, you can get out the heat gun. I want to wash this crank, but I'm gonna pause you guys. I'm gonna get some stuff soaking in the parts washer, and I gotta find some towels, so I'm gonna pause you guys. Alrighty guys, I'm back. I got some of the parts soaking in the parts or ultrasonic cleaner. That's just a mixture of simple green and that purple super clean and water and a little bit of non-dish soap. It's heat soaking right now. This is the other big super mystery that a lot of you guys always seem to inquire about. I just use a regular old 87, an old cut up gas can. I used to have a parts washer, but man, that thing got plugged up and dirty so fast it wasn't even worth it. This stuff, whenever I'm done with the solution, I can just turn right around and feed it through my wood stove. You get, and for the price of what, this brake can cleaner probably cost as much as what I just dumped in here, and it'll last. It will last way longer, but I want to get some of these parts cleaned up. I'm gonna grab a piece of Scotch-Brite. And I normally use red or gray. This stuff's loaded with primer dust, but I have a buddy that owns a body shop, and once he's done with it, he won't reuse the stuff, throw it away. So it's cool that he just gives it to me, and then I recycle it, and then by the time I'm done with it, it is for sure ready for the wood stove or the trash pile. I think that was just stuck on oil from up under the wrist pin. This is all the stuff that you guys normally don't see, behind the scenes. I don't know, maybe some of you want to see what it takes to wash up parts. Another thing I want to find out on this clone build that we're going to be building, do you guys want to see me port that, or am I just putting it together with all stock parts? I guess I'm going to leave that up to you. I know I personally would like to port it, but I like everything ported. That's just me. I don't honestly know what I'm going to be doing with the clone once it's done. I guess it depends on how much I like it. I won't be scrubbing inside that cylinder because if I am porting it right now, it's laid out perfect. I don't have to go in and mark where I want to move the transfers and stuff. Let's get some of this rust off. I like these poly flywheels. Now, I did once encounter an ms460 that had a poly flywheel. It'd been into a bunch of shops. Nobody could get it to run. The owner just about gave up on it, and then I decided to look at it, and it wouldn't run. And it'd been previously blown up and rebuilt before. It had the case split, new bearings, seals, all that stuff put in it. And just for giggles, I had a China flywheel sitting around. I just threw a Chinese flywheel on it, and then it started right up. And then when I checked where the magnets were, because these things have magnets too, right there, I checked where the magnets were, and the center hub had actually, when they blew it up, they'd locked it up so quick that the flywheel had actually moved around on the hub, and the timing was off on it. So that flywheel was no good. So I have encountered that once on a 660. So, you know, if you get one that was blowed up and you rebuild it and then can't get it to run, you might want to, if it locked up hard enough where it, you know, spun the flywheel. Just a second to blow this off. Let me wipe it off because my air hose just spit water all over it. Must be my filter needs to be changed. Alright, let's check out this. This is going to be the heart of that clone build. This is an OEM crank. Doesn't even look like the same crank now, does it? Just with a little bit of elbow grease. But that's going to be the crank for that clone build. Get this flywheel cleaned up here. And when you are washing with gas, always keep your brush submerged. Because if you have the part out and you're scrubbing on it, and by chance you do create a static shock or charge or whatever, you can ignite gas. I have had it happen to me before, but I've never had it happen as long as my parts are submerged in the gas. And this flywheel might get an ultrasonic cleaning. I don't know. We'll see here. See what she looks like after still. Let me pause you. I'm going to throw that in the ultrasonic cleaner for a second. Alrighty guys, I kind of picked up the bench. I dug this other one out. We might tear this one down too and see what the piston looks like, but I did tear through my shop. I do have a brand new Meteor with cable rings and stuff we can use on this cylinder here. Here's the flywheel. It turned out great. It was washed with gas, and then about 10 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then blew off. So pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with how the crank turned out. Like I said, you guys let me know in the comments on, we're going to call this part 1, getting the parts or whatever for this clone build. I got the case halves for the stroker soaking in there, and I want to get this one apart too and get the parts out of this one. I'm not going to do that on camera though. It's essentially the same thing as I just did there. And then later I'll make a video seeing what differences there are in that crankshaft. So yeah, so you guys let me know if you want to see this thing ported And if you want to see the assembly of the little mini series or whatever. So you guys take it easy, have a good one, like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, see if we can get this channel doing better. I appreciate every one of you. You guys have a good one.